You have to work on your belief system. A lot of people think faith is something easy to live by, but faith takes a lot of work. You're not just going to come into the church today and all of a sudden you're a faith walker. No, faith takes a lot of work. Faith takes a lot of time, but you have to work on your faith. You have to work at believing. We hear a lot about working on your attitude. We hear a lot about working on your demeanor, working on your prayer life. We hear a whole lot. Work on your giving. But one thing that you hardly ever hear, and I've been in church a long time, but one thing you hardly ever hear is that you need to work on your belief. You need to work on your belief system. So because of that, you got people trying to be good in this area and trying to perfect that area when they never have worked on their belief. They never have become a believer, and they never have become a faith walker. So trying to work on your giving is actually not going to do you any good, because you have not first become a believer. Working on your attitude is not going to be enough, because you have not first become a faith walker. He that cometh to God must first believe that he is. First, the thing you need to work on first is your belief. And because that has not been taught over the years, you got a lot of people that's sitting up in these churches and they are not believers. You got a lot of people sitting up in churches claiming to be Christians. And if the truth be told, they have a major problem with God. They have a major problem with God's word. They have a major problem with God's way of doing things, because they don't understand why faith has not worked for them all of these years. So if the truth be told, you got a lot of people hiding out in the church, but they're not believers. We got a lot of people hiding out in the church, but they're not faith walkers. We got a lot of people having church, but they don't put the word into action, because they never have worked on their belief. So their belief system is shot. So if somebody was to ask you, what is it that you believe? What would you tell them? If somebody asks you, what do you have faith in? What would you tell them? Don't tell me you believe in God and you have faith in God, but your life looks like this? Why your life so tore up if you're really believing what God said? Why your attitude still so bad if you really believing what God said? Why are you still struggling through life if you are actually believing what God said? Why are you still crying every other day about these problems that keep tearing you up if you are really believing and you really have faith in what God said? You need to work on your belief system. I get tired of talking to broke church folks. I get tired of talking to poverty-minded church folks. I get tired of talking to church folks who are not believing the word and putting the word into action. And when you talk to me, all I'm giving you is what God said. That's all I got to talk about. What God said. I believe what God said. I believe what God said in the word. I believe what God spoke through my pastor. I believe what God continues to speak through the man of God. I stopped years ago and started working on my belief. I became a believer. I became a faith walker. So if you get started working on your belief, you're going to have to go all the way back to the beginning and just kind of question yourself to see, how do you believe? And are you believing the truth? Because I found out a lot of things that I was believing because of how I was brought up, because of the things that I was taught growing up, because of the things that I heard in church. I was believing a certain way. But I found out that the majority of what I was believing was not even true. So I done got grown and I done built my life on a foundation of lies. I done made it to be 30 plus years old. And at the time, I found out that at 30 something years old, my life was built on lies because I had a jacked up belief system. I was believing in things that was totally wrong. So who do you believe God is? What do you believe God is? See, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. But if you sitting up here telling me that you pray to God and you ask God to do A, B, and C, you don't really know God. Because God is the Word. And when we do the Word, we get A. When we put the Word into action, we get B. When we apply the Word to our lives, we get C. So, me living by the truth, I'm applying the Word to get A, B, and C. But you're telling me that you're praying and asking God to do A, B, and C. Something is wrong with your belief. What do you believe about giving? You think giving is something that you do at church? Something is wrong with your belief. You think tithing is something that you do at the church? Giving is bigger than church. Tithing is a principle that's bigger than just church. Something is wrong with your belief. What do you believe about the blessings of God? You believe that God picks who he's going to bless, and God picks who he's not going to bless. You believe that God blesses you sometimes, and sometimes God doesn't bless you. Something is wrong with your belief. You need to work on your belief, because even you know that's not Bible. So why are you believing something that you know is not even Bible? You need to work on your belief system. Because when you believe the word, when you believe God, when you believe what God said, you will get certain results in your life. And it's not a hit and miss result. If you make believing what God said your lifestyle, you are going to get a constant flow of godly results in your life. And the results that you get or don't get is actually what proves your belief, is actually what proves your faith. Don't tell me you in faith and you're not getting results. Don't tell me you believe God and you're not getting results. Don't tell me you're a faith walker, you're a true believer, but you just don't get the results that the word says you will get. God's truth brings a constant flow of results. God's truth brings a daily flow of results. And if you're not getting godly results in your life on a daily basis, you need to check your belief. You need to work on your belief system.